Hello, everyone, and welcome to the American Family Insurance DreamBank. We're thrilled to have you with us for this very special event, Radiate Success, Mastering the Art of Personal Presentation with Kathy Ireland. Before we get started, I'd like to take just a moment to introduce you to DreamBank. Here at American Family Insurance, life's better when you're under our roof because when you feel totally supported and protected, any dream is possible. That's why we created DreamBank, an inspirational community destination and virtual experience designed to help people pursue, achieve, and protect their dreams. At DreamBank, there's something for every dreamer, and our always free events and resources are designed to bring you inspiration, motivation, and support, no matter your interest. Check out our upcoming virtual and in-person offerings at amfam.com/DreamBank and reserve your spot today. And now, DreamBank invites you to join American Family Insurance brand ambassador Kathy Ireland for an illuminating session that explores the holistic concept of personal presentation. Kathy is here to share her expertise on presenting yourself for success with confidence, poise, and authenticity, putting your best foot forward in pursuit of your dreams. Please join me in welcoming Kathy Ireland.
Thank you, DreamBank. Confidence, poise, authenticity, credibility. If you're a busy professional or entrepreneur or simply looking to show up more intentionally in life, developing a power personal presentation is a major key in unlocking opportunities and opening the door to your dreams. Hi, I'm Kathy Ireland, and thrilled you've joined this special American Family Insurance DreamBank event, Radiate Success, Mastering the Art of Personal Presentation. From taming your inner critic and practicing the art of authentically caring for others and yourself to projecting confidence, we're going to explore steps you can take starting today to put your best foot forward, wherever your dreams may lead you. Let's get started. All right, stepping outside your comfort zone. When it comes to effective personal presentation, it's helpful to acknowledge that life sometimes brings moments that challenge us all to really be our best. Think about situations you face that required you to step outside your comfort zone. Interviewing for a new job, presenting to an important client, sharing a communication with a loved one when the stakes are high, or attending a party on your own. When we feel confident in our own skin, we're empowered to take on these situations and come out shining. So I am a natural born introvert, and as a child, I was painfully shy, had no friends. And one unforgettable day in 4th grade, my teacher, Mrs. Sween, asked me to stay after class, and thinking I'd done something wrong and was in trouble increased my anxiety. At the end of the school day, after the kids had left the classroom, Mrs. Sween told me that she noticed the other kids didn't talk to me or play with me, and I nodded. She said it's because I don't share myself with them. She told me she recognized I was a great person with a lot to offer, but the kids don't see that because I don't share myself with them. She told me it was selfish not to share, and that stunned me. I was so busy having a pity party, thinking about how lonely and shy I was, to recognize my role in that situation and my power to change that situation. I thought I was going to get sympathy from Mrs. Sween, yet she gave me something much more valuable. She called out my role in the situation and taught about empowerment. Even to this day, when I feel shy and want to not talk to people, I remember Mrs. Sween. I take my eyes off myself and focus on others. I get curious. I ask questions like, tell me about yourself. What are you passionate about? That leads to the most interesting conversations and has led to meaningful relationships. It's been said, don't think less of yourself, just think of yourself less. And you'll stop worrying about what others think of you when you realize how little they do think of you. My favorite book says, consider others as more important than yourself. And while many consider this counterintuitive, it absolutely works. When we take our eyes off ourselves, we stop thinking about how uncomfortable we might feel. Being in the spotlight can sometimes feel stressful, especially when we're trying hard to make a good impression. Before we dive into the art of personal presentation, let's start with a fundamental truth. When embarking on any new challenge, there are two types of variables, those you can control and those you cannot. Part of your success strategy is to learn how to gracefully let go of things you have no power over and focus your attention where you can truly make a difference. The amazing thing is, when we turn our energy and effort toward the factors we can influence, we'll be empowered to grow and reflect our best attributes. So ask yourself, what do I have agency over when I step outside my comfort zone? What can I do to showcase the best version of me during the pivotal moments in my dream pursuit? It's time to take a closer look and find out. It's an interesting dynamic. The way people see us on the outside starts with how we feel on the inside. With a little introspection and the right tools, we can master letting our passion, confidence, and resilience shine through. I like to plan my approach from 3 different angles: positive perspective, preparation and practice, and authentically caring for others and ourselves. The conversations we have with ourselves can greatly impact our attitude and demeanor. When our eyes are on ourselves, it's easy to obsess over what we consider to be flaws. We all have that inner critic, and yes, a degree of constructive self-evaluation is useful and may lead to positive change, yet it's important to keep it in perspective. You would speak encouraging words to a friend facing a challenging situation. Why not do the same for yourself? And one way to do this is to take an honest assessment of the situation. In your presentation, whether you are speaking at a board meeting, addressing a crowd, or having a one-on-one conversation with a loved one, in every circumstance, you are seeking to share information and have it be well received. If you're so focused on your weaknesses, whether real or perceived, you're not helping the person or people you are serving, and you're not achieving your goal. I've learned to take my eyes off myself and put them on the people I'm serving through my presentation. When you're speaking to a room of any size, you can be sure there are people listening to you who are going through enormous challenges. Recognize that you have the ability to make their day better. Let them know you truly care about them and that you're grateful for the opportunity to share with them. When anxiety creeps in, take your eyes off yourself and take care of your audience. I'm not here to preach to you, yet it would be inauthentic for me to not share with you what I do every day and right before any important task or presentation, and certainly before talking with you today. Those who know me recognize my faith takes priority, and this helps me to reflect and seek clarity, addressing any negativity such as bitterness, lack of forgiveness, or fear. These feelings can be significant obstacles, and I believe it's important to clear them out. Before any significant event, I make sure I honor my most essential priority and have a time of reflection. Sometimes this reflection is lengthy, and other times it is a brief yet intentional moment. I encourage you to figure out your own essential priorities and put boundaries in place to protect them, because they will be challenged. For me, no matter the distractions and demands, I won't get in front of an audience if I haven't had a moment to reflect. When I don't honor that priority, I usually make a very big mess. And it's also helpful to take inventory of your strengths and wins. And if you share my approach, answered prayers, putting them in writing so you can refer when you need a reminder of your wonderful uniqueness and what you're capable of accomplishing. Learn from mistakes and celebrate your wins. In other words, be your own biggest cheerleader. To achieve a positive perspective, it's important to surround yourself with people who encourage you. We all know people who find a criticism no matter what. Whether intentional or not, there are those who seek to squash our dreams before they're even realized. Now, I'm not talking about surrounding yourself with yes people. Absolutely not. Have people in your life who love you enough to tell you the truth and who will encourage you and help you grow and succeed. Oftentimes, other people see qualities in us we simply can't see. Mentors can help give us a positive perspective. If there's someone you admire who you believe you could learn from, you can ask if they will mentor you. Maybe you connect by phone or FaceTime once a week, meet for coffee once a month, or attend their presentations. It's important to know you can be mentored by anyone by reading about them. And with all humans, mentors included, as much as we can admire someone, it's important to remember we are all failed, we all make mistakes, and it's dangerous to place anyone on a pedestal. When our children were younger, I would tell them, pay attention, be alert. You might find some qualities in your dad and me that you like, you might want to emulate. Unfortunately, you're also going to find some funky behavior that we might not even be aware of. Take the good, reject the bad. You have to face it all intentionally to reject that which you don't wish to emulate. Break negative chains. Early in my career, a mentor pointed out that there are entrepreneurs who have the most creative and interesting dreams, yet they don't know how to implement them. Now, it's wonderful to be a dreamer. However, if our heads are in the clouds with no practical thought for a strategy, the dream ends up floating away, never becoming a reality. There are entrepreneurs who have excellent pragmatic ideas, yet they are so caught up in the logistics that they have no joy for what they wish to accomplish, and the idea dies without that motivating passion. Imagination without implementation is hallucination. We need both. The most successful entrepreneurs I know are those who are able to take the dream in one hand and the strategy in the other, and allow them both to drive that dream into reality. Preparation and practice. So you've likely heard it before, yet another key component of strong presentation is quite simply putting in the work. Few people instinctively know what to do and say to cast themselves in the best light in every circumstance. We must anticipate, we must prepare, and yes, we must practice. First, think about your audience. Who are they and what are they looking for? Your approach is going to be different whether you're, say, presenting a strategy proposal to a boardroom full of executives or facilitating a fundraising brainstorm with fellow volunteers at a local charity. What qualities will capture their attention and benefit them most? What skills or experiences are they counting on you to deliver? By anticipating their expectations, you'll be able to exceed them. You'll get a jump start on what you can do to be ready. Know your audience. Then be honest about what you can bring to the table. Can you meet their expectations you've identified? Whatever the topic you will be speaking on, no matter how much you know, learn more. Anticipate questions you might be asked. Know your topic inside and out. Make it meaningful. Have passion for what you're communicating. If you're a salesperson and not particularly passionate about a specific product you're selling, the passion can come from knowing how this product will benefit others and how your paycheck has the potential to do some really important things, like pay your bills. Once you know your audience and your topic, think about compelling ways to display your personality, background, and capabilities. Like Mrs. Sween told me, share yourself. Let others get to know you and be authentically you. Decades ago, I worked as a model, and the job description was shut up and pose. There was a rare opportunity to speak publicly, and very publicly, a critic said I had a voice that could kill small animals. I was mortified. I love animals, and I hope none were injured. Yet I must admit I was 25 years old and could not order a pizza on the phone. I had a very high, squeaky voice, and they thought I was a kid making a prank. Criticism can be a gift, and oftentimes it's wrapped in a nasty package. Yet that gift must be received and opened so we can discern if it's garbage that needs to be thrown out, or, despite the nasty wrapping, is there something that can be gleaned? When I worked hard on my voice, there was improvement, and I'm now able to order pizza. So with practice, we can make positive and needed changes. So years after that incident, I was getting ready to give my very first business talk, and the people were filling into the auditorium, taking their seats, and I was peeking through the backstage curtain. I was so nervous. I wanted to run away and hide. We can all be so silly. People can share kind words of encouragement, yet we usually hang on to those words of criticism. I was replaying those words. She has a voice that can kill small animals. And one of my business partners addressed the situation. He saw what I was doing and said, "You're uncomfortable? That's irrelevant. Look at these people. They traveled to get here, organized childcare, cleared their calendar, purchased their tickets. You have information that these people need. Your job is to take care of them. Take your eyes off yourself and serve these people." So I took a deep breath, gathered my courage, so grateful for those wise words, and I went out there and I gave the talk. And I noticed about halfway through, about 2/3 of the room had left. And it being a business talk, I assumed that some people had business meetings and they needed to leave. Afterwards, my team assured me that was not the case. While the information was good, my team told me my presentation was really bad and I had a lot of work ahead of me. So again, please don't surround yourself with yes people. Surround yourself with people who love you enough to tell you the truth. Anything we want to excel at takes time and practice. When we fall down, get back up. Learn from every stumble and grow. Perfection is not real and it's boring. We can have the most polished, rehearsed speech and something will go wrong, and that's okay. Take care of your audience. Don't allow your discomfort to land on them. When there's a mistake, if you trip, if you say something wrong, own it, and if appropriate, let it bring levity and laughter and carry on. Once you've equipped yourself with the right tools and resources, it's time to work on delivery. Practicing how you'll present yourself helps identify areas for improvement and smooth out the rough edges. It also allows you time to reinforce your strengths and boost your confidence. Be sure to set aside time well in advance so you can rehearse everything, from the way you'll enter a room to the words you choose to communicate your thoughts. Then when you start to feel confident about where you are in the process, my recommendation is to call in the troops, your dream team, or inner circle of friends and mentors that you trust for honest feedback and support. I wish I had done that before that first business talk rather than afterwards. Believe me, I wouldn't be where I am today without the advice and direction I've sought from those closest to me in both my personal and professional life. And authentically caring for others. So we can't authentically care for others without caring for ourselves. I couldn't leave our discussion of internal preparation without a word about you. It is of critical importance that you know and understand some things about yourself. You are valued. You matter. And that is the truth, regardless if you spend your time with people who don't honor that. If that is the case, please, please find people who treat you with love and respect. The fact is, it's impossible to project a polished and poised presence if we're not good to ourselves. Unfortunately, with countless responsibilities on our plates, we're often spread so thin that taking care of ourselves becomes an afterthought at best. So how do we make space in our busy lives to care for ourselves? We need to evaluate our lives, prioritize our relationships and our time with people who care about us and projects that are meaningful. We need to recognize, what are we filling our minds with? What are we watching, reading, listening to? We can be careful about what foods we consume, yet everything we take in has an impact. My favorite book says whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute, if there's anything of excellence And anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things. So please plan your days so you get enough sleep. Giving a speech or presentation is an athletic event, and whether you're standing or sitting, you are on. And being on takes a lot of energy. You're giving of yourself. You need to rest and time to recharge. I like to plan for quiet alone time after giving a presentation. Caring for yourself is also about creating small moments of joy and connection. Maybe you treat yourself to a nice meal. Take time for a walk, read a favorite book, or connect with a supportive friend. These simple and intentional moments can go a long way toward helping you recharge and recenter. Finally, it's worth noting that a big part of caring for yourself is self-compassion. Have grace for yourself in the midst of so many demands on your life. Allow yourself some downtime when you need to recharge. And most importantly, learn to say no. Many people, and I believe women especially, have a difficult time saying no. I was 40 years old before I learned no is a complete sentence. No thank you is better. Yet no works. Life can be very full. Our life comes in seasons, and each season we need to prioritize our time. For me, my priorities are my faith, my family, and then being of service through the work. The moment those priorities are out of order, I'm not effective at anything. We often need to say no to good things in order to be able to say yes to great things. And the reason you're called upon so often to be at events, participate in projects, or complete certain tasks is likely because you are amazingly competent. But keep in mind that you could slip into a physical and emotional deficit if you overpromise more than you can give. When we get on a plane, one of the first things the flight attendant says is put on your own oxygen mask first, then you can help those around you. So please, put on your own oxygen mask. By doing so, you will have far more energy and joy for caring for others. Okay, now let's get into the physical ways you present yourself. I choose to talk about this last because normally it's what we think of first. And while things like appearance, posture, and voice play a significant role in how others perceive us, they're not the whole picture. That being said, the way you present yourself says a lot about you. And having spent a large part of my career in the fashion industry, I understand that the power of appearance can't be underestimated either. We get one chance at a first impression. One reason physical appearance carries quite a bit of clout is because it affects how we feel, circling us back to some of the internal factors we just touched on. What we wear, how we do our hair and makeup are more than superficial extras. They are external expressions of how we see ourselves on the inside, and they will contribute to the overall impression we make on those around us. Though it might not be top of mind, when we make the effort to look our best, it lets our audience know they're important to us too. When selecting what we will wear, we need to ask ourselves, how do these clothes make me feel? A power outfit gets its description not so much for how it impacts others, as for how it helps empower you to take control of a situation and look the part you want to play. It's true that when you look good, you feel good. So be sure to choose styles and colors that enhance the image you envision for yourself, yet are still appropriate for the context. Hair, makeup, accessories should be styled in a way that's comfortable and natural for you. Steer clear of ill-fitting clothing, which can be a distraction in addition to a source of discomfort. If those new shoes you bought hurt your feet, pull out a pair that still look good but have already been broken in. And if your hair is longer and you have a nervous habit of fidgeting with it, try wearing it up. The goal is to maintain personal authenticity and be true to yourself while illuminating the you aspire to be. Body language may not speak louder than words, though it can clearly communicate how confident you are. As a result, things like posture, gesture, movement, eye contact, and facial expressions have a powerful impact on personal presentation. There's a lot we could unpack here, so for now, let's just focus on one of these, posture. While precise do's and don'ts will vary depending on the scenario, there's a few guidelines to keep in mind. What the power outfit is to appearance, the power stance is to posture. Basically, it involves standing up straight, especially when presenting, shoulders back, arms at your sides, head held high. This will enable you to take long, controlled breaths, feel more relaxed, and project confidence. You'll also have a better chance of reading the room and connecting with others than if you slouch, cross your arms, or stand with your hands on your hips. Give it a try and see how it makes you feel. Do you feel silly? That's normal. With a bit of practice, it will start to feel natural and you'll project confidence without saying a word. Remember, you want to project credibility, self-assurance, energy, and enthusiasm, and with a little attention to posture, there's a greater chance you will. Know the room and the setting. Will your message resonate more by pulling up a chair and being eye level with your audience? Will your talk have more interaction if you walk off stage and move about among the people? Or will it be stronger coming from the stage? Will you have a podium for notes? Do you need notes, or is your message written in your heart? There's no harm in using notes, yet try not to be glued to them. Having key points to help stay on track can be helpful. We can't fully connect with our audience if we're reading. Be deliberate with your moves. When you're standing, plant your feet solidly. I used to have this habit of rocking back and forth, and it was very distracting. Stand firm, and when you walk across the stage, do so with intention. And by making eye contact, you connect with your audience. If you have a large audience, you can find one person to make eye contact with. And you can imagine that you're speaking with your best friend. I used to have the habit of touching my hair. So again, a style that keeps you from doing that is helpful. Please don't touch your face while you're presenting. All eyes are on you, and these things, while seemingly small, can be big distractions. Having that focus group point out habits that aren't serving you well is very helpful. Along with appearance and posture, you can also leverage your voice to convey confidence and heighten your impact. In fact, your voice is one of the most powerful tools you possess to captivate and engage with your listeners. One thing you'll probably want to consider is slowing down a bit. Most people, especially those who are new to public speaking, get nervous and unconsciously speed up their pace, but this not only communicates anxiety, it makes it harder for your audience to follow along. Another benefit of speaking more slowly is that it will help you connect with what you're saying and naturally convey your passion and enthusiasm. Of course, you don't want to go too slow, but most people don't have that problem. This all might sound overwhelming, but the trick is to practice and make sure you're authentically showing up as yourself, just with a bit more confidence. And something to avoid are filler words. When you need a moment to remember what you want to say next, don't be afraid of the silence. It will be interpreted as thoughtfulness. Whatever you do, delete words like and from your vocabulary. Those words have to be gone. And finally, I encourage you to use your voice in a very selfless way too. Just as it's important to know when to speak up, it's also important to know when to listen. True leaders are aware of the concerns and priorities of others because they've tuned their ear toward them and they care. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. When possible, listen twice as much as you talk. And when you speak, those around you will listen because what you have to say resonates with them. And the beautiful thing is, as you use your voice to inspire, motivate, and encourage others, you'll become more confident as well. Over time, as you test out the knowledge and tools you've acquired, you'll be able to identify what works best for you and develop a solid strategy to look and feel your best, even under stressful circumstances. Just remember, if something doesn't go as planned, stay flexible. That's part of the process. Give yourself grace. Review what happened and be ready to start over with a better plan. The reality is that personal presentation is a work in progress. For everyone, even CEOs and celebrities, the world around us is ever changing, and this gives us the opportunity to continuously learn and grow. Something important to remember: have fun. Recognize that your audience is on your side. They want you to do well. You have information. You've taken the time to prepare, and that demonstrates that you care. You have a wonderful opportunity to be a blessing to others and impact their lives. When we're uncomfortable, it makes our audience uncomfortable. When we're being authentic, alert, and connected to the people we're speaking with, when we're having fun, our audience is able to enjoy the experience. We can have the best dreams and ideas in the world, yet if we're not able to communicate well, those dreams and ideas don't get realized. Please don't ever give up embracing the challenges and celebrating your successes as you refine your personal presentation practice. It's sure to serve you well on the road to your dreams, and I firmly believe that if you can dream it with hard work and perseverance, you can achieve it. Thank you so much for joining me and the American Family Insurance DreamBank to learn how you can radiate success and master the art of personal presentation. This is just one of many initiatives designed by DreamBank to strengthen the community and help people pursue and protect their dreams. So grateful you're here. Please be sure to check out their other fantastic events and resources. And as always, keep dreaming fearlessly. Thank you, and God bless you.
Kathy, thank you so much for sharing your time and impactful insights with us here today. What an inspiring session. To all who joined us for this special event, thank you for being here, and we look forward to continuing to learn, grow, and dream together. Learn more about DreamBank's free upcoming programming designed with your dreams in mind at amfam.com/DreamBank and by connecting with us on our social channels. On behalf of the American Family Insurance DreamBank, we look forward to hosting you again soon. Until then, keep dreaming fearlessly.